Howdy, welcome back to another video, to another project, to whatever this is behind me. To give you guys a little update on the past two projects, the skid steer, the Case 1835C, that is sold, that is gone. I profited $1,800 on that, not as much as I thought I was going to. It took a while for it to sell. Not a very desirable skid steer. So yeah. Next up, the excavator. That thing is sold as well. I sold it for $10,500. I made like $5 grand off of it, so that was a big win. So I basically made $7 grand off the two machines, which is pretty good. So I'll take that as a win. Now that I made that money off those two machines, let's roll it back into more stuff. I bought this thing from the last auction. It's a Vermeer stump grinder. It's a SC362. It says it right on the side. That's about it as I know. I also came with this trailer, so that's cool. It's a Vermeer tilt deck little trailer. It's a TLR 33. That's in pretty poor shape. It's a 2017 trailer, and that's a 2018 stump grinder. Both are in pretty rough shape. As you guys see, it's kind of painted this kind of pale yellow. Usually they come in like a little bit darker yellow. This was owned by a bigger tree company service here in Oregon, so it's kind of like a one-off kind of deal. It's also pretty rusty for being a 20. Well, it's only 7 years old and it's already this rusty. So I think we're gonna be doing some cosmetic stuff before we sell this guy. I think it's been sitting for a while. There's some like leaves and stuff growing in the trailer, or some plants and stuff. But yeah, this guy again. It's a 2017 Vermeer TLR 33 trailer. It's a tilt deck. There's a little handle right there. That's where you unlatch the front. Like I was saying, this guy's rusty. Like look at the paint chipping off that. Like that's some serious rust. I mean, this thing is only, what's it, 2017? So that's only an 8-year-old trailer. But that's sad. That's honestly sad. Like, I don't know if the powder coat is just crappy they put on these, but I think I might just buy some new tires and wheels for this thing. It's a 13-inch rim, 175/80. So I think I can be able to pick up a new set of wheels and tires for like $200. So I just might be able to just do that, make it look prettier. It's got this little visible thing because it's such a small trailer. You need these to see it behind you. See that side's there. Somebody did some custom welding on the front here and just painted primer. It's pretty banged up. It's all, you know, wavy. They're reefing on it. But I think this will clean up pretty good as well. Sand it down, paint it black. Again, it's scaly. There's a VIN number there on the trailer. So, inspection label back in 2024. So, that's cool. It's got a newer jack on it, I noticed. But yeah, here's the stump grinder. I don't know too much about stump grinders, but these teeth right here are very dull. So I don't know if I'll be able. Looks like also these bearings have been replaced. They're blue. So I wonder if they put new bearings on it. Like I said, here is the engine that doesn't run. Like I said, I think it's a Vanguard. Usually there's a sticker right here that tells you exactly what it is. Little angle meter thingy. Not sure. You got the air cleaner on top. It's got kind of like a wiring kind of jumbled mess right here. This looks like oil drain, possibly. Got our little cap fill. Looks like it's a 2-cylinder. I see two spark plugs, one on either side. Again, just wiring just strewn about. This hose looks amazing. Smells like gas pretty good. I wonder if this thing's a carbureted engine. I mean, looking up here, I mean, I don't know, is that a carburetor? I have no idea. These are our fuel lines up here. See a filter. So I have to read a little more about this. Looks like it's missing a bolt for the air cleaner right there. Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one. Got a key. Very rusty. It's kind of... I do hear clicking, but it's not turning over, so I'm guessing it's dead. Like, look at the rust on this. $1,022 hours, which isn't too bad. Got some oil leaks and some more crusty rusties. Some more, looks like leakage happening. Here's your controls on the side here. It's a like walk beside stump grinder. So steering looks like backwards or forwards. Stump grinder up and down, and stump grinder side to side. Green light for, I don't know, control. I don't know what that means. And not sure what that means. It looks like we have part numbers and consumable items with part numbers with quantities. That's pretty nice, actually. Over here, fluids and lubrication chart. It's pretty cool. Right on the top there. Let's see here. We were missing a dust cap on this wheel. Looking tasty in there. Gonna have to get a dust cap and probably take this wheel off and repack bearings. Custom. We got some custom bracing down here. This is well a piece of square stock and should be good. Alright, even got a little manual book right here for the trailer. That's cool. Nice little zip tie or a little wire. Will fix you up. Tail light kind of flopping around. Looks like it's just one of those standard trailer lights. This side over here is different. It's LED one. It ain't broken, but the bracket is. A little manual kind of thing. Looks like there's some paper in there, so there might actually be a manual in there. Let's pop this thing open. Oh, I got caught. Okay. Let's see what door behind number one is. Looks like we got our hydraulic tank and our fuel tank. Got some bolts. Free screwdriver. Some Allen wrenches. This is our hydraulic spaghetti. Got some, looks like the leak is probably coming from that. So maybe we just need to tighten up some lines or something. There's our battery. Probably have to take that guy out and get that guy charging. Bunch of dirt and stuff. Hydraulic filters right here. She looks original. So I think this thing has had a hard life. There's your oil filter for the engine, some kind of sensor. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what kind of engine this is and see if I can get some parts for it. Oil. Is there any on it? I can't tell. I honestly cannot tell if there's any oil on it. there is the smallest amount of oil at the bottom, very low. So that needs topped off. Oh, wow, that thing's on there tight. Okay. Yeah. What's our fuel situation looking like? Basically empty. Good. Glad to see it. Alright, well. Got some foliage in the trailer there. That's good. Alright, well. Definitely have a project here. Hoping the engine runs good. There's nothing too wrong with it. I know these engines are not the cheapest things if I have to buy a new one, but they're pretty, it looks like it's pretty easy to work on as it is. So, yeah. We'll have to see. Maybe it's just a fuel, looks like somebody broke that. Whatever that is, some kind of set screw or something. I just wonder, I think that's this carburetor, it just looks weird. But I might just take off this kind of front panel. We'll see. This is just wiggling about in there. That's good. Got choke. Got the speed. All right, let's get digging into it. Great. First off, look at the green coming out of that wire. Look at that. It's like paper thin. That is. Put a positive terminal, a positive battery lead on that. Parts list. Yeah. Super starts. Weird. She runs, but I didn't want to run it too long. It doesn't have oil in it. Or it's got some, but it's low. So I waited for the battery to charge up a little more, and I just literally just cranked it for the first time. Had a little bit of smoke coming out, but it cleared up pretty quick. So that's awesome. This thing just started right up. Yeah, so I think next up is I'm actually gonna go buy a battery because I don't think this one's any good. And I'm gonna change the oil. And this fuel filter looks a little nasty. I also want to order up a hydraulic filter. And yeah, see if it'll start again. Oh, that starter is not happy. It won't start with the choke. Alright guys, I got the battery back in. Let's see if this one will start. She runs, but not very good. But it moves nice and smooth. I'm gonna move this trail out the way. A lot of dirt in here, but trailer floor doesn't look too bad. I have to sweep all this off and see what it actually looks like, but not too bad. Got this all swept out. I'm gonna have to power wash it to get all the, all this, like, I don't know what you call this kind of material, but like mesh material. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna power wash it, and I think it'll be looking good. I was worried that this trailer floor was rusted out or something, but it looks pretty solid. So that's great. But yeah, it's gonna have to be power washed and cleaned. So yeah, she's looking good. Well, I got it here, and then it just died. Which is fine. Leaves us off the trailer. I do have a new carburetor for this. I think I'm gonna get new sparkulators as well. I got a new fuel filter, and hopefully that'll maybe make it run better. So at least we got it off the trailer. Good morning. We're back on the old stump grinder here. I finally want to get this thing kind of wrapped up today. Hoping that I have all the parts I needed to get this thing running good. I did already put a fuel filter on there, made it fit. I got a few extra parts that I got, but hopefully with these new spark plugs, this thing will actually run good. You guys saw last time, well, you probably saw that in the last clip, but it's been like a week since I've touched this, but she's the plugs were pretty dirty, so I'm hoping putting new plugs in this will make it run a little better. And if that's the case, then we should be good. I do also want to change the oil. I also got an air filter to put on it and some dust caps. So let's get to work. First things first, I did notice that this thing was missing the secondary filter, I'm gonna guess. I don't know if this is the secondary or the primary, I couldn't tell you, but so pop this guy off. It has this main filter, but it didn't have like the inline one that fits in the middle like that. So I want to stick this one in there. Like that. This one over that. all good now. I got some Champion spark plugs. It's a good old Champion. There's the part number right there. And just like that, our new spark plugs are in. Next up, I did off camera replace that battery terminal. So, brand new positive battery terminal. The ground was still good shape. So, next up, I do want to change the oil. As you guys see, the engine is sitting at an angle right now because it sits on the arm. So, got to get started and lower this down so the engine is flat. So let's hook it back up and see if this thing runs any better with the new spark plugs in it. Well, she don't sound the best, but it's fine. I guys got her draining. I think that's gonna take about an hour to drain. But yeah. Alright guys, the oil is finally done draining. That took about like an hour for it to drain. So I'm gonna cap that up. Let's fill it full of oil. We also got a filter back here we gotta change out, but I won't spare you guys the details of watching that happen. Everybody's seen and know what shouldn't happen. So yeah. Things might have escalated just a little bit. So I think the last clip we had it running not super well. Changed the oil, got that all topped off and it's all good now. But I went to go run it again and it did basically the same thing, where it'll start and it'll just run like poop and it'll backfire if you rev it up and it'll just quit like it's loading up or something. So I just decided to take the carburetor off. I have it over here sitting on the ground, but it's pretty filthy. There's a lot of oil and just fuel, so I don't know if the carburetor was just dumping fuel in the engine and it was just not running the greatest. So I got my new carburetor here. I'm just gonna stick it in and see how it runs now. I noticed there's a few broken stuff on that carburetor, so I don't know if somebody was messing with it and they broke one of the set screws or the adjusting screws on it. So just right now is getting the rest of this gasket off this mating surface right here, but it's pretty easy to get this carburetor off. It's literally just 4 of these long bolts. You got to take off the air filter assembly. That's like the intake thing, and yeah, so I'm gonna get that all cleaned out of there, and let's stick on this new carburetor and see if she runs any better. Alright guys, got everything back together. We're gonna see if it starts or runs any better. Alright guys, it's finally all loaded. That took a minute, but I used a come along and just jacked it on top of the trailer and hooked up my truck. So yeah, tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but on Friday, which is 2 days from now, I'm going to drop this thing off at our local Vermeer dealer. I honestly could not find anybody else to touch this thing, so that's why I'm just gonna take it to the dealer. So it is what it is. It's gonna be more expensive, but they'll probably do better work than some Joe Smo who doesn't know what they're talking about. God dang helicopter, always gotta ruin my shots. But yeah, we're gonna I'm gonna pressure wash this tomorrow. This thing is absolutely filthy. Same with the trailer. It's still got a lot of the smaller stuff still in there, but I'll show you guys that process tomorrow. Another day of paying bills. Alright guys, a little update. I just got the email back from the dealership I dropped the stump grinder at, and they quoted me $94.73. That is $9,473 worth of work. Yeah, they quoted me $4,800 to replace the engine, and then about, well, the rest of that, which would be, I don't know, another $4,000 for other stuff I wanted done to it. See what they would quote me at is like general maintenance, replace the belts, the new cutting wheel, and teeth. So all that came out to be was, I think it was about $4,900 worth of parts and $4,300 in labor. So can't do that. I don't have $9,400 laying around that I can just spend on it. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do any of that, but I'm going to order up a new some more parts from them, because they're like the only dealer around here that sells parts for those stump grinders. So I'm gonna order up some belts, some other parts for it as well. So yeah. Apparently on the engine, why is there always planes flying over? Golly. Alright, so the plan is to get the stump grinder back, pick it up. Of course, the dealership's like an hour away from my house, so I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow. I'm gonna get some work done to this trailer because, you know, gotta keep moving. But the plan is for the stump grinder is I'm gonna order up a new engine for it. I found one for $2,900, so I bought that. It's on its way. Hopefully we get that here pretty soon. It doesn't take too long to get that thing in. It looks pretty easy to replace. You know, it mounts to the frame with 2 bolts, and then you probably just gotta disconnect like the PTO shaft or something from the back. So hopefully it's not too big of a process to get that engine just replaced. I figured since that machine does have 1,050 hours on it, having just a brand new engine at 1,000 hours, you know, isn't in the world. I'm still at, even with the price of the new engine and all that, I'm still way under what these machines are worth. So I think it would just, if, you know, even if I go out and sell it, I can include it. You know, it does have a brand new engine. It is high hours, but it does have a brand new engine. So I'll just help my resale value if I do end up selling it down the road. So that's kind of like my mind thought process around this. I also have this engine. Maybe I can send it off to somebody who actually wants to look at it and repair it. All I heard was the engine wasn't these engines are how they make their fuel pumps work are based off of crank or vacuum off the crankcase. So, and it just wasn't creating enough vacuum, and there's something wrong with cylinder one intake threads or something. So maybe it just needs a head or something. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I'm gonna maybe do some stuff on this trailer. It needs to be washed. Still a little dirty from when I power washed it. So I'm gonna wash it off. And I already did some work to it. I took off these little like wheel chock holders. I took it off this other side here. Anyways, I'll just show you guys. So what the plan with this trailer is just to make it pretty. I kind of started trying to bend this little thing back. It was like 90-degree angle that way. It's supposed to be flat. This light on this side is broken, so it's kind of dangling there. It does work, but it's just broken. The plastic off the back broken. So I got two new lights, so they're matching. This one's LED, that one isn't. I want to paint it, just a normal gloss black, just how it was from the factory. I got a grinder and some wheels. I'm just gonna grind everything off, just so it just looks nicer. Obviously there's a data plate and some lights in the way. I'm just gonna grind over those decals. It doesn't really matter if they're there or not. This fender is, the welds are broken right there and right here. Just completely snapped right there. I don't have a welder to fix that, so that's just gonna be how it is till I get around to finding someone to fix that. Of course, someone did some repair work up here. They had this flat strap to the top of this, welded on there, and just kind of primed it. So that's pretty ugly. Let's clean up this trailer. It's pretty rusty. It's got all this flaking and bowling right here from this rust and stuff. And it's ugly. I got a pin for this, so that's nice. Yeah, just make it prettier. This is the goal. Somebody obviously did a little custom work and add this little square tubing to make this fender a lot more stronger, and that seems to be doing the trick. I'm gonna remove this wheel chock holder thing off this one. I don't think I'm gonna run these. I am gonna run these though. These are from the other side was broken, so I already took that one off as just a little nub. This one's already starting to crack and stuff right there. So I got new ones of these. These are like snow plow little visibility things. So I'm just gonna replace these because you cannot see this trailer behind you with my dually. You cannot see this trailer behind my my truck because it's just so small. So having these are pretty nice. Just make sure your trailer's still there. I do want to change out these hooks. The little like safety latches on them are broken. So both sides. Again, this is all gonna be clean. It's actually pretty clean, other than there's some rust. I'm gonna clean up some of this wiring here just so it's nice and protected. And yeah, just make it nicer, cleaner, more professional looking. Got some new wheels and tires sitting right here. They're just 13-inch wheels with some new Lodestars. But yeah, these are a lot nicer than these rusty, crusty wheels. They're ugly, but yeah. While the tires are off, I'm gonna clean all the underside, get paint all underneath here. and just make it nice, you know. All right, guys, we got the old stump grinder out here. I got the stump grinder moved to the front of the house where my tools are. It is time to say goodbye to this old engine. Yeah, I think it's just wore out. This thing has 1,024 hours on it. This is probably the original engine and all that. It hasn't been really taken care of in its ownership, just like the rest of this machine. So I think it's just a good move just to get rid of this engine. I got a new engine on its way. It should be here in like the next couple of days. So I'm gonna get ready, get this engine off. Looks pretty simple. There's some wiring I gotta get off. I'm gonna remove the muffler and all that because that didn't come with the new engine. So gotta get the muffler off. Again, there's some wiring, ground cable, stuff like that. So this is all plug and play pretty much. I gotta look and see how they set up the shaft and all that. Hopefully that's pretty easy to get off, but we'll see. But gonna get this muffler off. Start disconnecting the wiring. Gonna disconnect the battery, and should be hopefully an easy process. I'm gonna jinx myself now. Alright guys, a little progress on getting the backside of this engine all undone. So I had to take the clutch off. That's just held on there by a keyway, and there's a clip on the back. We got this little spacer that was on there. Here's the key. So got the clutch off. I had to take off the little belt tensioner right there. That's the tensioner for the front belt right there for the hydraulic pump. I had to take that belt. I just temporarily took that belt off. So now we have the backside of the engine off. Looks like we just have 4 bolts right here. And I'm gonna start undoing the wiring in the fuel lines out the front. Look at that shiny thing. Golly. The old new engine just came by. Got dropped off. So just kind of going through it. So we get all kinds of hardware and stuff with it. That's cool. But yeah. She clean. So I'm gonna go through these boxes, see what they gave us here. Looks like that's just lacking, but there's the shaft on there. I don't know what this box is. There's nothing in there. All right, be back in a beat. And just like that, the engine is off. I'm probably the new one to go on. I took the air intake off because it's a little easier to pick it up and move it around. I just ended up using the tractor, put some chains through it, and got it off. I moved it over here to the back of the garage. So yeah, there she is. There's the old one. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing. I don't know if I'm just gonna throw it away. I mean, it's a running engine. Anybody who wants to rebuild it and maybe make some money off it. So I think I'm just gonna sell it. I do have a video of it running and all that, so maybe I'll just sell it online. See if anybody wants to buy it for like scrap price. I don't know. Couple $100, I don't know, but yeah, so goodbye. I think I got everything off. I still gotta snag that oil like drain tube off the side, so I gotta drain the oil. just like that, guys, the brand new engine is on. Sorry I didn't record any of the process. It was kind of a process to get this thing back on here, but it's all bolted down, all 4 bolts on the main like engine mount. I'm just finishing up getting these mounts up here onto here, both sides. And then there's these four bolts that go into the actual back of the engine block. Getting all those tightened. It's kind of getting a little late, so I think I'm just gonna wrap up the actual bolting the engine on. Gonna get the intake back on, bolt that all up, and maybe start working on the wiring. That's pretty easy. Probably hook up the wiring, get all that all set up, and finish it up tomorrow. As far as putting the clutch back on, I got the tensioner, the adjustment screw for the hydraulic pump, the bolts and the covers and the muffler, so all that's to come. So I'm gonna wrap up this and yeah, let's go. Alright, and yeah, we are basically all back together. I have the back kind of covers off, which are laying right here. I just figured I'd just leave those off so I can maybe run the machine and see if everything's turning the way it should and stuff like that. I have everything tensioned nice and tight, so yeah, I think we're looking good on the tension. I got the muffler on. All the electricals hooked up, all the fuel lines are hooked up. I don't have the battery hooked up yet, so it's not going to do anything, but I'll just look at the oil here. And there's not really any in there. So there's just a little bit at the very end. So I'm going to dump some oil in. I just plan on just running this for maybe like an hour or so and changing it, so just make sure it's nice and all that braking oil, or if there's any junk in the engine from, you know, the manufacturing process, everything gets all cleaned out of there. So but yeah, I'm going to dump a little bit of oil in there, and then I'm going to hook up the battery and see if it'll run. Alright guys, I got the front all painted, grinded down, painted, primer. Got this stuff all dangling down. I didn't really do a good job of taking the box off, but it's gonna be painted black anyway, so don't really matter. Got kind of underneath here. I'm not gonna do that main center bar, just no waste of time. It's not too super rusty either, but this is pretty well painted, good looking, sort of. This side. So tomorrow I'm gonna finish grinding this off. Gotta take that little box off. Gotta grind this side and that side. Along down here, around that little light mount thing. I'm gonna do a little bit on the ramp, not too much. Then over here I gotta finish up grinding this off. I gotta take that light off, and that should be it for primer. Just like that, guys, the trailer is done. I hope our lights are working good. It's looking much better. I am going to order up some brakes, get those replaced. They're probably gonna do that in the next video, but everything's working. Looking way better than when I got it. So she's much better. Alright guys, I think this is going to be it for this video. I know kind of a drastic change from what you saw me last doing with the trailer to now. Stump ground put back together, got the dual tires back on. I did have to change the belts and the teeth on the wheel. And I've actually done 3 stump grounding jobs with this setup. And I've made just about $1,000 from those jobs. So she's making money back slowly but surely. I think it'll pay it for itself over time. I think everything I've invested in, I have about $9,500 probably into this setup, which is way cheaper still than buying a machine that's already running. I think this should go for around 13 grand in my area, just for the machine, not including the trailer. So I think I did still dig pretty good. Now I have a machine with a brand new engine. Yes, the rest of the machine is pretty worn out. There's some stuff I still have to do, some leaks and small stuff. But right now it's fully functional, fully working machine. The trailer is good. All the lights work. Tires great. Looks good. So that's gonna be it for this adventure. I think I've had this machine for like well, you guys probably seen the scenery. It's completely changed since I first brought this thing home. I think I've had this since the middle of summer, and now it's the end of October. So I'm gonna wrap up this video. It's been kind of a weird adventure. I bought this thing originally just to flip it. Now I'm actually doing jobs and making money with it too. So I don't know if I'm gonna sell it or not. I might sell it down the road. I think I put like over 13 hours on this machine. So yep, so we're chipping away at what it's, I made money off of it so far. So yeah, it's a good little unit. I think I'm gonna keep it for a while, fix some stuff on it as I go. So I really want to thank you guys for watching. I do have some more flipping videos coming up soon. I have been still buying and selling stuff from the auction. Some pretty cool stuff I've done. So anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe if you guys want to see more videos like this. If there's any more videos on this machine or any work I need to do on it, I'll probably make a video on it. So I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.